And if you look at social media, if you look at Instagram, LinkedIn, Facebook, one of the things that you're going to see is a lot of these courses where people just say, get rich fast, make a lot of money fast. Here is how much money I made, how many tens of thousands of dollars I made in just 30 days by drop shipping. I think that money should never be the primary objective of any business. And while I'm saying this, I know that a lot of business people are going to have a problem with this mindset and this perspective. And the reason that I say that is money is really a bonus when it comes to providing value for people in exchange for something. Now, I also think that this is a short-term bonus. In my opinion, you get a lot more things as a return in the long term when you conduct business in an ethical manner that is not only geared towards just making profits. Let me explain. Profits are necessary. For any business to survive in the short term, you need to be profitable. But if you want your business to thrive in the long term, that's when the relationship side of business comes into play. And this is one of the reasons, if you speak to any legitimate business people, they will not go for a lucrative but ethically questionable business model or business idea. They will choose the less profitable but ethical path when it comes to business opportunities. Now, here is the misconception. You don't make more profits by charging more money or having a big delta between the cost of goods sold or your cost of service and the amount you actually charge for that product or your service. The way that you become a very profitable business has to do with the value that you offer. If you focus on genuinely providing solutions for your customers instead of just maximizing profits, that's a more long-term strategy when it comes to having a profitable business. And profitability, remember, it's not something that you achieve by just charging more money or by cutting expenses. And if you're a business owner, you know this. There are so many different elements that go into building a business, establishing a business, having a business make money. It has to do with who you hire. It has to do with your supply chain management. It has to do with your competition. It has to do with innovation, what you are really creating, what value are you really offering. And as you can probably hear, the conversation is always going to go back to value if you are an ethical business person, if you genuinely want to help people, help your customers, help your community, help the environment. It's different than just trying to make money and just cash out. And if you look at social media, if you look at Instagram, LinkedIn, Facebook, one of the things that you're going to see is a lot of these courses where people just say, get rich fast, make a lot of money fast. Here is how much money I made, how many tens of thousands of dollars I made in just 30 days by drop shipping. When you watch those kinds of things, it doesn't really align with yes, you can make a lot of money in the short term, but ethical business is not about that. Ethical business is about a long-lasting, profitable business that has a very strong value proposition. If you look at any brand, if you look at Nike, if you look at Apple, if you look at what Microsoft has been able to accomplish with businesses and the business side of their product offerings, you will see a lot of value. You will see a lot of consistency, and that's where brand comes into play. Now, let's talk about my business, which is Optimum 7. We've been around since 2007. We've been through so many different iterations when it comes to agency work. Our services have evolved. The people that we work with have evolved. The talent that we hire have evolved. These videos, shut this down and go to YouTube and look at the videos that we used to create 5 years ago. The videos, the content that we put out has evolved. With that value, I have to make sure that I provide more innovative services. I am more efficient. I am more creative. And I am following the technology and what's happening in the marketing branding industry. And if I'm not doing that, if I'm not consistently building that competitive edge in my marketplace, then I will lose market share. My business will not grow. The people that listen to me are going to figure out that I'm full of shit. And this is one of the reasons why, as a business owner, as an entrepreneur, you stay on top of the technology, you stay on top of your business, and that's how you offer value. Now, the more value that you have to offer through learning, through growing, through teaching, through innovation, the more profits you are going to make, because that makes your service or your product a prime product where you can charge more money, where you can bill more hours. And essentially, that's where the profits hide. This brings another topic into this conversation. Growth and profitability is great, but it has to be sustainable growth. You don't really want to triple in revenue in 6 months, because you are going to go through so many painful iterations of the service, the product, the team that you're working with, that you are going to burn out some customers. You're going to burn out some consumers. Just imagine, Apple sells iPhones and iPads and MacBooks, right? If Apple did not do proper quality assurance on the products that they manufacture, and they rushed a specific launch and 1 million iPhones were defective, what does that do to Apple's brand name? And this is why you have to be very, very careful. As you're growing, as you're seeking more profits, you have to make sure that that growth is sustainable. One of the ways that we do that at Optimum 7 is that we actually reject a lot of clients. We don't work with everybody. We truly only choose people that we can help grow. If my objective was to make a lot of money, make a lot of profits, my churn would skyrocket. I would lose customers a lot faster. I would not have customers that have been with, I would not have business owners that have paid me tens of thousands of dollars every single month like clockwork for the past 10 plus years. And this is why I say ethical business is very, very important, because when people come to Optimum 7, they're not really buying Optimum 7. They're coming through Optimum 7, but they are buying me. If I'm the first person they speak to, the last person they speak to, if I'm the business owner, I have to make things right. I have to make sure that my customers are happy, and I have to make sure that they feel like they're taken care of. And this is not only true for clients and customers. We have a lot of partners. We have a lot of coworkers, a lot of employees, a lot of talent. It needs to be a win-win-win structure. It's a win for my team members. It's a win for the partners that I work with. It's a win for the customers. And the reason that this sustainable growth and sustainable profitability and ethical business is very, very important for me is because I have seen the effects of doing this in the past 17 years. If this is my message, if these are my core values, you will know as a customer or as a client that my people are chosen specifically and are trained with these very, very fundamentals that I'm talking about right now. And don't only rely on this video, go to other videos that I have recorded, thousands and thousands of pieces of content. You will always hear the same message. And every single team member at Optimum 7 hears this message. So what do you think that I push internally within my team as fundamentals if I'm always talking about ethical business, sustainable growth, no complacency, and no excuses when it comes to innovation? So, value creation over profit maximization will always help you create wealth when it comes to business growth. Because the $5,000 a month relationship that you have for 10 years with a customer is a lot more valuable than you going and billing $100,000 to somebody for one time and then burning that relationship. And legitimate business people know this. This is why they will not burn their relationships for any amount of money. This is why true business people will under-promise and over-deliver. So, based on the experience that I have acquired being in business for the past 20 years, here are some suggestions in running an ethical and scalable and profitable business. 1, make that call no matter how tough it's going to be. Always call that customer, call that client, no matter how pissed they are. Make sure that you address the situation. Call that partner that you don't want to speak to. Call the person that you owe the money to delay the payments. Don't ignore people in business. Set the right expectations at the right time. Simply just pick up the phone and make that call. 2, settle your debts promptly. Try not to owe people. If you're having financial issues, set the right expectations. Pay your vendors, pay your contractors, pay your employees. And again, it's very, very important. Do not owe money to people. 3, correct mistakes promptly. Do not wait weeks and months to correct something that you know was not done properly or to your organization's standards. Simply own the mistake and fix it. 4, be honest about your capabilities. Don't lie to people saying that you can do something when you cannot, or that your product or service can do something that it cannot. 5, offer fair pricing. Don't take advantage of people that are in pain. Don't take advantage of people that need something rushed. Your pricing needs to be fair. Don't take advantage of the pain that your customers or your prospects might have. You should have honest, straightforward pricing that applies to everybody. You don't charge Mike $10,000 and John $5,000 for the same service. 6, provide full disclosure. If a project encounters delays or specific issues, if your product has maybe bugs or challenges with it before you ship it, disclose that information. 7, and this is one of my favorites, and this is the one that I have a lot of challenges with my team members. Deliver bad news with a solution. Don't just go to a client or a customer and say, hey, this happened and the product doesn't work, or the product has bugs, or the service is delayed. Go with a solution. Yes, you can be transparent about the bad news that you have in business to your partners as well, but go with a solution, or even better, a set of solutions trying to make the problem go away. 8, under-promise and over-deliver every single time. In business, we hear this a lot. Everybody says, we're crushing it, we're doing so well, we made millions of dollars for this guy, we made billions of dollars for this guy. Again, the fact that you did that for that guy doesn't mean you're gonna do it here. So just be realistic, collect the data, and under-promise and over-deliver. Don't ever over-promise, because the only thing that over-promising leads to is disappointment. If you innovated this product that sold $100 million, great. Stay humble. Don't be a douchebag. Don't show off. Write case studies, publish video content about that specific success, but stay humble, even when you are ultra successful. The best business people that I know, the people that I admire the most, are the most humble, the most successful business people. And remember, great business is not a sprint, it's a marathon.